Extraterrestrial, a hypothetical or fictional being from outer space. Science fiction included these beings in stories for a long time, like the infamous The Extraterrestrial, produced and directed by Steven Spielberg. A lot of media included aliens to be extraordinary beings that have superhuman strength and speed. Some act as good guys to save humanity like Superman, and others are bad guys like the Xenomorph. But one character, despite being a human, can transform into any sapient alien in his universe. Ben 10 has the Omnitrix, which transform into any aliens from his catalog, which includes a diverse option of beings that can control and create fire, ice, wind, water, technology, and so on. But fans often wonder if Ben 10 had crossover with other shows. Let's say that he entered into Dragon Ball universe and unlocked Saiyan DNA, how strong he would be. And in this video, I am going to analyze and review some hypothetical transformations as cross-verse transformations, and the first video in the series is going to be Dragon Ball characters such as Saiyans. In order to understand the transformation, we need to understand the device first. Omnitrix is the device that's level 20, the only tech to have that high ranking in the universe. Omnitrix does not simply copy the host's DNA, since Azimuth's vision for the Omnitrix was to bring all beings in the universe closer together. He wanted it to showcase the peak of each species' potential. With every transformation, the wearer becomes the prime example of that species, whether it's the healthiest, the strongest, or the most evolved form based on age and ability. The Omnitrix wasn't just a tool. It was a way to represent the best that every species has to offer. So when we talk about potential transformation, we need to take the species' strongest, fastest, or healthiest example. This is not a hypothesis, as during an episode Outbreak, Ben got DNA sample of Liam to transform into Kickenhawk, and look at the difference. The Saiyans are a warrior race who, since ancient times, has lived by violent and inhumane means, attacking planets to amass wealth and resources. Known for their insatiable battle thirst, Saiyans thrive on fighting stronger opponents, constantly seeking to push their limits. Like most beings in this universe, they possess a natural ability to control and manipulate ki, also known as latent energy or fighting power, which translates to life force. This energy is within all living beings, but for Saiyans, it's second nature. Even low-class Saiyan warriors, sent to conquer entire planets as babies, can wield ki with ease, using it to fire energy blasts and enhance their combat abilities. Saiyans also have the ability to copy techniques with minimal training. For instance, Goku successfully mimicked Master Roshi's Kamehameha and Tien's solar flare without much practice. Notably, Vegeta was able to sense ki without relying on a scouter, a device used to detect power levels just by copying Goku. One of the most defining traits of the Saiyan race is their ability to transform. These transformations multiply their power levels exponentially, and there are transformations like Ozaru from the original series. Saiyans with tails could transform into a giant ape under a full moon, dramatically boosting their strength 10 times. Super Saiyan, introduced in Dragon Ball Z, this transformation, and its higher levels, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, increases power beyond normal limits. In the Dragon Ball GT timeline, the highest achievable transformation without divine intervention is Super Saiyan 4. There are also unique transformations like Super Saiyan Rage and Beast form, exclusive to hybrid Saiyans like Trunks and Gohan, though they remain specific to those characters. These Super Saiyan forms can be further analyzed. The necessary things needed to trigger this transformation, like the basic Super Saiyan transformation, is triggered by intense emotions, particularly rage, and requires a combination of high battle power and the presence of S-cells. S-cells are a unique biological trait in Saiyans that determine their ability to transform into a Super Saiyan. While all Saiyans possess these cells, most don't have them in large enough quantities. So what does qualify as the prime example of that species? In terms of Saiyan, like, we have 3 tiers of hierarchy, such as the Saiyan army is divided into 3 distinct tiers based on power level and inherent strength: lower class, mid-class, and elite class. Every Saiyan is classified into one of these categories, with the primary determining factor being their latent power level at birth. Lower-class Saiyans typically have low power levels and are often sent on missions to conquer weaker planets. Mid-class Saiyans, while stronger than lower class, are not as powerful as the elites but still formidable in battle. Elite-class Saiyans are born with the highest power levels and are often in positions of leadership, like King Vegeta and Prince Vegeta. But the Saiyan would represent the pinnacle of all. Saiyan should be stronger, faster than all of Saiyan in this category, like immense potential out of a legend like the infamous legendary Super Saiyan Broly. From either the Z movie continuity or the Super movie continuity, Broly represent the pinnacle of all Saiyan, as his immense latent potential was abnormal that even the King Vegeta called him a mutant. By winning the genetic jackpot to have the legendary Super Saiyan potential, with his strength dwarfed our heroes who trained with literal deities to hone their strength, and even considered as an oddity among his fellow Saiyans due to his immense strength, and the Omnitrix would randomize to give him similar to that of our Jade Super Saiyan Broly. Ben is 16 during the Omniverse, and if he was to transform he would be as strong and have potential of a 16-year-old Broly, and Broly, even as an infant, had the power level of 10,000 capable of blowing planets. Now imagine what of an beast Ben would with this potential. Even characters with lesser potential than Broly like Kaba, who hailed from Universe 6 where Saiyans lived a peaceful life, allegedly equal to post-battle of God's base Vegeta. This is contentious among fans that whether Vegeta was lying to get him hyped up or is he truly as strong as him, but regardless Ben could put a better fight than Kaba did, and with the Saiyan potential to get stronger as they fight would also kick in, and for the transformations he would inherit all of natural Saiyan bloodline transformation from Ozaru to Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4 at max. It would definitely take a lot of training, but the possibility lies. Omnitrix in the past have provided physical things like the Goop's anti-gravity disc and Brainstorm's breathing braces, and supplying energy to Chromestone's so Ben's Saiyan form could be provided with an enormous amount of ki to sustain his base and Super Saiyan forms, and being in the upper echelon in terms of potential he could master his Super Saiyan forms. Ben's most underappreciated skills are his memory and adaptability. While the recalibrated model had data dump feature which allows instincts of his transformation into his mind, knowing all the basic moves set instantly, but in original Omnitrix he had to learn on his own. Ben's innate genius, paired with Saiyan combat instincts, would allow him to quickly master ki manipulation. He could develop his own unique ki techniques and ki attacks. His Saiyan form would cherish battle, and have him to be a sort of savage like the early Saiyans, tapping into the primal nature of the Saiyan nature, making him a fierce, battle-hungry warrior. Like the early Saiyans, his Saiyan instincts would push him to seek out stronger opponents, relishing the challenge of combat and the thrill of testing his limits. This savage drive for battle would fuel his growth, pushing him to constantly improve and adapt in the heat of battle, just like the Saiyans of old. Overall, he would be super strong, have the personality of more or less Saiyan Saga Vegeta, and have the potential of Broly.